Over the past 3 years, the Wrestleverse has continued to expand like never before. Sanctioned and unsanctioned fight leagues, wrestling promotions, underground fight clubs, and narrative correctors. The Wrestleverse continues to become ever more connected with each passing second, opening doors to dream matches fans never thought were possible. Now, fight promotions across the globe are allowing wrestlers to compete in competitive markets, creating a broader portfolio for the competitors and a hell of a lot of amazing fight cards for the Wrestleverse. This is a Wrestleverse Top 10.
What's up, fight fans?
What's up, guys? It's your guy T-John.
And it's Billy here, and this is your Wrestleverse Top 10.
Yes, sir. So, man, it was a pretty mundane weekend. I gotta say, I enjoyed the UFC. UFC was awesome to me. If you didn't catch the In the Mix that I did, definitely check that out. It was awesome. And yeah, check out UFC 273. The fight nights were better, but still, you know, I don't want to go on too much.
We'll kind of do an honorable mention at the end, kind of touch base on that. But fight fans, really, as far as the news goes, it's pretty catty. So we're gonna keep it as entertaining as possible. So let's get into it with number 10.
Number 10.
This is pretty interesting and very surprising.
Yeah, man. WrestleMania, I mean, it was better than the last few ones, which we all have said, and it really reflected in how it broke a bunch of records in social media, and it literally crapped on the Super Bowl. So, no, man, it's ridiculous the numbers that they were pulling. So for impressions, they got 2.2 billion, which is a 10% increase from WrestleMania 37, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's pretty big.
10% is a lot.
Yeah, and Super Bowl only had 1.8 billion. Then you got 1.1 billion video views versus the Super Bowl's 618 million. That increase is 47% of an increase.
Nearly doubled. That is just so impressive.
Yeah, that's insane. And I'm not going to crap on the Super Bowl too much because it's nowhere near as long as WrestleMania. So there's a lot more video clips to choose from. So I don't think that one was a fair measurement, but still huge increase in terms of last year's watching and views compared to this year.
Well, see, as far as video clips, though, that can be debatable because you have the commercials, you have the halftime show, you have a lot of the players, you have the pre-show stuff. So I really think what it is you're seeing wrestling in general really using social media as the main platform for people to entertain themselves outside of the show versus Super Bowl. That's what the commercials do. So this is a big part of what wrestling is now. And I'm beginning to realize that the more I'm getting into Twitter, social media is a huge part of wrestling, and WWE is
too big of a metric to not use, because if you use social media right, it'll do wonders for you, man.
And I think that's what WWE has finally realized and has been able to tap into. And these numbers show they've done just that.
The biggest number difference that I've seen was the hour watch time. So WrestleMania 38 got a whopping 13.1 million hour watch time total. The Super Bowl only had 3.56 million hours. That is insane.
Yeah. So granted, that could come into play because it is a little bit longer. Yeah. Get that. But think of the rewatch and the going back and watching it again. That's still staggering. That's a huge difference because even with football, if you take that into consideration, you still have the replays. You have the MVP. You have the greatest moments. Similar to what we did, people do that with football as well. And then the other side stuff like commercials and halftime show. So definitely impressive.
Yeah, props to WrestleMania, for WWE for putting on an amazing performance. It was one for the books. It definitely was better than the last few ones that I've seen. So yeah, definitely worth the accolades that it got, just like in terms of, stats. I was enjoying myself.
Yeah, I think it was because this one was a little bit different than some of the previous ones because they almost made it to where it was entertaining, even if you're not a wrestling fan.
Yep.
And that's very different than what we've seen in the past. So I think that's where, like with Johnny Knoxville, having that bridging that generational gap and bringing people that aren't wrestling fans that can still watch that and laugh their ass off. And then you also have, like Pat McAfee, another great example. So you have football fans who remember this guy, and podcast people that are like, oh, he's wrestling, let's tune into this, and it ends up being very entertaining and
super
fun.
good.
So, and then the beer and all of that stuff. I think they just did a really good job keeping it entertaining rather than just a nonstop wrestling match.
Yeah, man, it should be really like, I'm very happy with how this all like went. My expectations were high going into WrestleMania, and they were met pretty well.
Yeah.
Gotta say, this is the first time that they got met, and I wasn't disappointed at all. Gotta say. And got a first comment. What's up, Keith? So yeah, this actually, I think we touched on that. I don't remember. Did we touch on that last week?
I believe so. Yeah. So there was a little bit of a backlash on that just because it was in SmackDown. So yeah, we did. That's when we were talking about the budget and them saving money by doing that.
Yeah, so exactly. Because nobody wants to see the strap anymore. Exactly.
They were able to keep them on SmackDown and Raw money contract versus WrestleMania additional bonus money. So that's why you saw the Rumble, the Andre the Giant Rumble on, what was that? That was Raw, right? Or was that SmackDown?
No, it was SmackDown because it was
SmackDown.
On
because Happy was in it. Yep. But anyway, I digress. But that's why. That was purely just a cheeky little contract loophole.
Keith is trolling me right now because I did go on a tangent last time we did this. So last weekend or Saturday we did this top 10, and I went on a tangent on how much I really hate watching Charlotte and Ronda fight. So you just brought that up to try to stir the pot, and I drank my tea this morning. I am too zen for you. You are not going to get me riled up. Leave me be, Keith. I don't have time for you today. So with that being said, we got a few things in Raw coming up. So prepare yourself for number 9.
Yeah.
All right.
So Veer is back, and he has a match with Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. So for anybody that didn't see, the last week's, I guess, debut, he literally came in after the Miz and Dominic's match and just destroyed everybody as the Miz ran away.
Yeah.
So I guess this is a way for Rey Mysterio to avenge his son from getting his ass whooped. So that's what we're gonna see.
Like, he's crying.
Yeah.
Right there. Like, you see Dominic.
Yeah, and his dad just had to helplessly watch. It's pretty rough stuff. Yeah, man. So
this will be interesting, man, because Rey is good with these big guys because he pretty much climbs them like a tree. So this is going to be a ton of fun to watch, and another great kind of a debut for Veer. And I'm glad he's finally here. And let's see if he can shake that ring rust and really give us a great performance. I mean, if
so
he
my
can get
expectations aren't high for this one. I gotta say, I just want to see what this is gonna be. I don't really have too much criticism for this. I just want to. I don't know anything about Veer, so this is gonna be a good way for me to be introduced to him. I just want to see what he's got. You know what I mean? So if he's worth the hype, he's worth the hype. But if he falls in the dust, then hey, I feel like this is the perfect way for that to be set up too. Because if Rey wins, it's like, okay, so he's in mid now. You get what I'm saying? So it all depends on how this one goes. But my expectations are not that high, I gotta say. So that's fine.
If Veer gets those arms around Mysterio, then it's over. So yeah, it'll be fun. Let's see how it goes. I'll definitely be tuning in.
Most definitely. All right, so let's get into number 8 then. All right, so another thing on Raw that we got, this one, I think I touched on it last on Tuesday too. We have Liv and Morgan and Rhea Ripley facing Sasha Banks and Naomi tonight for the tag team championship.
Yeah, cool. This is definitely going to be a quick one, I feel like.
Me too. I don't be
honest. I don't know if this match should have happened yet. but it's happening. So let's see how it goes. And hopefully Liv is going to be able to step up and they can kind of start to get their blend together. Because
I
I gotta say, say what?
I said I don't want that. I do not want that.
I want to see Sasha and Naomi keep it for a while, but they have a better natural flow together. Like they teamed up and they were just good together.
Very good.
And it seems like Liv and Rhea, they still need to work on that a little bit more. And I think that's why the champions are going to stay just that, the champions. Just they have a better tag team flow, and that's necessary, especially in a match like this. So.
For me, I just really want to see Rhea go off on her own. So I just want this to end. That's me being selfish because they have had some pretty good tag team moments. But I just think that it's ran its course, and I'm ready for Rhea to start going off. That's my honest opinion. I'm so ready for this. I've been waiting.
So you think Liv is just going to drop the ball in a big way? Rhea's going to get pissed?
Or we're going to see a turn. Something is going to happen to where Rhea's going to get screwed or she's going to screw Liv Morgan. I don't really know which one yet. I just know something's going to happen to where she's going to join with Edge. That's what I'm really hoping for anyway.
Yeah. Well, we were kind of touching on that too. It'd definitely be a great stable. So, I mean, let's see how this match goes. I'm definitely calling Glow for the win. Sasha Banks and Naomi are going to take this one. So, which I don't like saying because I am a Rhea fan, but I'm a realist. So
exactly,
I think it's going to be quick.
In the big picture anyway, and in the big picture, it'll work a lot more in Rhea's favor to just go solo, and that's what I'm all about. So I don't want to see her go on a tag team title run. I actually do want to see her have a nice, successful solo run, and then maybe we can touch back on her and Liv Morgan teaming up again after that. But let this happen first,
because I still like them as a tag team. I do.
Yeah, exactly.
But they need practice, and that's why I think they're going to lose. Now, how quickly it's going to be, I think we can speculate. I'm going to say 5 minutes.
That's a quick ass match.
I'm going to say 5 minutes, man.
I want to see I really want to see what they're going to do and if they're going to start the stable. That's really what this is going to turn into for me, is just like, where is this going? How long are they going to keep Rhea in the shadows? Like, I just want to see what happens, man. I'm very curious. This is a story building moment for me. I want to know what happens.
So a lot of good build up. So let's see how it turns out. But that's a great transition right into number 7, man.
Yep, our last Raw one, guys. So number 7. All right, man.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, we got our first actual Cody Rhodes match since WrestleMania, I guess.
Yeah, he's going up against the Miz. I like this match. Awesome.
I love this match. I think that this is going to be a fantastic match. I love the fact that they're giving this kind of role to the Miz. I really enjoy that because he's going to talk shit before the match.
Oh,
so I'm ready for that.
I mean, both of them love the mic. They both do. They want to hold it and love it and cradle it and sleep with it. Like, so these guys, I like I said, I love it. And you want to talk about flair. I mean, these two guys, I bet between the two of them, we're probably going to have like a 10, 15-minute entrance.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Just in like coming out and pop and all of that stuff. But that said, it's still going to be pretty entertaining. I'm not going to lie. Great, so I'm waiting for it. Only because we're probably going to hear some fantastic Cody Rhodes smack talk coming from the Miz. So that I'm excited for because he's just going to roast him.
Oh yeah, so. I'm so ready for it all, man. But you got a question from Keith Billy. He wants to know: did you know about Elias's twin brother?
No, it's not a twin brother; it's his younger brother.
Yeah.
So yes, we did hear about that.
Whatever.
But he doesn't. He only has one social media. You would think that brothers would have separate social media.
Right. Seems like some lazy story writing to me, but it's fine. I think we said that before too.
It's cheeky. I mean, it's kind of like some daytime television soap opera type spin, but whatever.
It's some silly crap, man.
Twin would have been funnier. Twin would have been a lot funnier.
It would have been like an angelic twin. That would have been hilarious.
Then a younger brother where he comes back and he looks 10 years older.
Exactly. This is so ridiculous.
Yeah, but that said, I mean, we can stay on topic with the Miz and Cody Rhodes. It's going to be a good match. Who are you calling to win? I mean, I think that it's going to be a DQ, to be honest. I think this is going to be a draw, and it's going to go on a little bit.
I think it depends on what they're doing with Seth Rollins. Because all that we got the last time we saw Cody was a weird handshake between Seth and Cody.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. You know what I mean?
The DQ. So, I think he's going to come in and smash him.
So it depends on what Seth is going to do, or if that was just like the end of it. Because I don't know, you know? So we're just like, that's what I'm more so looking at instead of this match. I know this match is going to be fun. Like, it's going to be entertaining to watch because it's The Miz. But The Miz got to work some, man, because I actually hated him in WrestleMania, because if you watched, he was not selling anything. It was horrible. It was really bad to watch. I don't know what that was about.
That whole match was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, it was just kind of rough, because there was like a good 7 inches apart from where he was punching. And it was like, dude, this is bad. Like, did you guys not practice, or like what happened? Pretty bad. So hopefully him and Cody got some good practicing, because Cody, I don't think, is going to have that nonsense. Not on his first in-ring debut.
Well, Cody's so extra, he'll make up for it. So
that is true. That is true.
But you know, I was thinking the other day about that Miz match too, and I was like, I wonder if he was trying to suck so bad so Logan looked good in comparison. You know, it's kind of like the mid girl with an ugly girl. Like, she looks better. That whole thing. You ever see that? Like the cheerleader effect. I think it was on How I Met Your Mother. It's when a group of girls all get together. They end up looking hotter as a group.
Yeah.
He kind of did the same thing. He purposely looked bad to make Logan look good.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
No, that's a good theory.
Kayla's had me on that show. Blame her.
But all right, this comment, I have a theory for this. So Rhodes for a chance at the U.S. Championship could be a pay-per-view style quality match. I agree with you if it's not Finn Balor. And I say that because I would love to see Cody versus a demon Damian Priest.
Yes.
And I can
see him turn first.
Yes, I want to see Damian, since he's in this dark stable, I want to see him regain the U.S. Championship and then fight Cody Rhodes and lose. I think that would be really, really good. I don't think that Finn and Cody would be nearly as entertaining as him and Damian would.
Absolutely. I would much rather see that. I would have to agree. I'm a huge Finn Balor fan.
Me too.
I really, really am. But that would be a better match. And right now, I don't see anything else that would be as good with Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
I'd much rather see that.
No, I 100% agree with it, man. But I don't want to get too far into this one because we got so much other stuff to talk about. So this one's kind of cool. Let's get into number 6. All right, man.
So I know you're a big fan of Sheik, right?
I'm a fan of the Sheik that I know. I didn't know this Sheik. You know what I mean? So this is the original Sheik of like, dude, I don't know, like the 80s. Like, it's not.
Oh, wait, is that the guy that used to, like, he had the huge scar on his forehead?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
This guy, him.
Yeah.
The super original Sheik.
Oh, okay.
He actually has a biography coming out tomorrow, guys, called Blood and Fire, The Unbelievable Real Life Story of Wrestling's Original Sheik by Brian R. Sullivan. It'll be published by ECW Press, like I said, tomorrow, April 12th, 2022. So that'll be something dope. I've seen clips of, like, him like holding torches and like him like with like an ice pick kind of thing. Like he's a
hardcore wrestler
like
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really know much about him, so I may just get that book just to like read about him, because I know he's like an original hardcore wrestler.
Ah, very cool. I hope it does well. That'll definitely be a good one.
Yeah, man.
ECW Sabu. Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it sounded familiar, and then when I saw the picture, I was like, okay, yeah, because he had. I remember those big scars, but he was older from what I remember, and even then, I was young, so.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not the Sheik that like I really know or anything, but like
the dark Sheik, right? Is that who you're thinking of from GCW?
Nah, I'm thinking of the jabroni, the Iron Sheik. Him, like that's the Sheik that I'm talking about. But nah, man, I think that this book will do really well because, like I said, I don't know much about him, but I know that he's like an original, like bloody kind of hardcore wrestler. So check out the book, guys. Definitely give this one a chance because, like, yeah, I think it deserves a look.
For sure. Hope it does well.
Yeah, man. But let's get into number 5 because now we're getting into like the good rumors and stuff.
Yeah. So this one actually caught my eye first thing in the morning, so I'm glad you got it on the list.
Oh yeah, man, and I'm glad I put it at number 5. So Tony Khan talking with WarnerMedia about making Ring of Honor Wrestling a weekly series and also doing some pay-per-views. You know, our ROH during WrestleMania did a really, really good job. Like it had a really good viewing, great showing. And you know, I think that that's going to have a really good good lookout for WarnerMedia, but the future is still really up in the air. Nothing has been sold yet, so nobody knows exactly what's going to happen with ROH. It's basically hinging on whether Warner will pick it up fully or not.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like all their eggs are almost in this basket, and they're going to have to really just switch to a very effective streaming platform online if this doesn't go through to try to keep ROH in it. But I agree, the Supercard of Honor was fantastic. They really showed us what a good lineup and just like proper I wouldn't say like marketing because there was a lot of pop for it, but just a really good program all the way around. It was just a great show all the way through, really giving the right guys a chance to really show off who they are and put on some great matches. I mean, every single fight card was awesome. So
no, man, they needed that. Like this was the perfect event to do that since it just got acquired right before WrestleMania. And the problem is, or not the problem, because I think that it's smart, is Tony Khan really wants to make it its own entity. He does not want to merge it with AEW. And so he really has to convince the higher ups at Warner to keep that format because it shouldn't be the same. I completely agree with him, but yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know if, you know, if they're going to keep it that way or if they're going to pick it up because that is another slot. So what are they going to do? I have no idea. I'm confused, but I hope that
and if you tried to put it like on cable, what time card would it be in? What time slot?
What do they let go?
Yeah, and you got to realize the ROH is a pretty hardcore kind of wrestling fan, and I think that's just because most people don't know about it, not because it's not good wrestling, but it's considered kind of indie. It's off. But at the same time, I don't know if it would pull in enough viewership, at least what you see currently on cable. Now, if they went to, like I said, a streaming platform like, you know, Paramount or even with Warner Brother or something like that, I think it'd be a lot better. That way you could tune in whenever you wanted. Versus if it was on cable, you would have to record it and then go back, and that affects viewership and ratings as well. So
that might be better.
This is a big deal right now. So they really have to figure out what's going to work and not change it to try to be like AEW and WWE because you're going to mess it up. You know,
I mean, I'm thinking like you just said, maybe switching over to a streaming service is the best move because then you can keep it as it is, and then the pay-per-views will still do really well. You can push those commercials on AEW. That way, it gets even more views and things like that. And you know, nobody really gets hurt from it. I think that might be the better thing because I really was like, I don't see this going to cable. It's a lot more work getting it to cable, and then the wrestlers that are in ROH are going to suffer from it.
Especially if you look at, and I know that Warner Brothers has many different channels underneath it. You know, it's a mother company, but if you look at the majority of those, they're towards the younger crowd. It's a lot of Marvel stuff. It's a lot of superhero stuff. And then it's just like normal sitcoms. So I don't see where that would fit in on those channels. So we'll see how it goes. Either way, I like that Tony Khan has ROH. I think it's really good for AEW, period. And I think it's going to be better for ROH. He just has to figure out what the next step's going to be. And this is a big step. So
yeah,
fingers
man.
crossed.
Fingers crossed for sure. But let's get into number 4. All right, so we got some more Tony Khan drama.
Yeah.
This one's pretty good.
This really shows kind of almost what a cutthroat Tony Khan businessman is. And you wouldn't think it when he gets on the mic and he's like, hey, guys, you know, I love you. You're the best kind of fans ever. We have a great show for you. No, this guy is going for the throat, man. So,
man.
And Braun Strowman's not holding anything back. So this is kind of a little back and forth with control your narrative.
Yeah.
And he's coming out saying that there's pays dirty sheets. He's trying to blackball AEW wrestlers that try to go in and kind of work over at CYW or CYN, control your narrative.
No, he's saying basically so basically Tony Khan is paying terribly for wrestlers, and he's trying to blackball AEW wrestlers from going to CYN shows. So you know how AEW wrestlers can really go anywhere they want to.
Yeah.
He's
one
trying
of the bigger draws.
Yeah, he's trying to make it so that allegedly they can't go there. Anywhere but CYN. That's what he's saying. And like that was basically the comment that he had under like because everybody knows about the tinfoil conspiracy that Tony Khan let out last weekend or this weekend. And Braun Strowman actually commented on Instagram about it. There you see it. It says, why is there no face of palm emoji? This is the same guy that pays the dirt sheets and says his wrestlers are free to do whatever, but blackballed them from CYN shows. Why? Because we're a fucking threat. That's interesting. That's interesting. And I mean, he was going off. He held no bars.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
I mean, you see, he does the same trolling thing. An independent study has confirmed. You know, that whole thing that Tony Khan did, that a staunch anti-CYN online community aren't real individuals, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, yeah, man, I think that all of this is really also a work to get CYN into a bigger light, you know?
Yes. So reading more of those tweets a little bit closely, it could definitely be, you know, one of those things. Any kind of publicity is good publicity. And this is him stirring the social media pot to get the word out about control your narrative. But at the same time, like, I would not put it past Tony Khan. And if that is true, if he is doing that, it really shows it's a change, because that's his whole thing. That's that he is allowing wrestlers to go to different promotions and make money wherever they want, as long as it doesn't affect their scheduling and their contract. So for him to go back, okay, everybody but this one, it's like, okay, is how often is that going to happen? You know, are you going to end up getting beef with another company a little bit later? Is this going to be a continual backstep?
I don't see any AEW guys in Control Your Narrative right now, you know, so I don't know how true it is.
A lot of ROH guys were supposed to be at that match that we went to, and they pulled out right after Tony Khan bought ROH. So that's where a lot of the speculation's coming from.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of wrestlers that pulled out. And again, this is like not official, because that's not what Tony Khan does with AEW, right?
Exactly.
But he pretty much
kind of stuff, maybe.
He said it. And that was a big opener for them here in Florida. You know? So
exactly.
And there were a lot of good wrestlers that weren't able to go. So
interesting.
I mean,
very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think Jay Lethal was supposed to go there.
Oh, that would have been cool to see. And something like
don't quote me on that. But
no, that would have been cool though if that is true. But yeah, man, so, I mean, CYN is completely different. Like it's a whole different thing. So
it's a fight club. I think that's the best description.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. So I wonder why, if it is true, why he's saying no. Is it like their beef between him and Braun Strowman?
Yeah, because if he can't get big names in, it's going to make it a lot harder for him to continue to keep CYN
I'm saying
going.
Why are they choking him out? That's the thing. Like, why are they keeping the talent away? That's the question that's arising, if that is the case. Or is it that nobody wants to go there? You know, is it too new? You get what I'm saying? There's several things that it could be. And
so do you think Tony Khan even sees this as a real threat? Is control your narrative even on his radar? So this really is just a total troll.
I mean, nothing is really coming out from CYN that's huge, you know, until they're putting up big numbers. Why would it be a threat? There's no reason for it to be a threat. Not trying to talk trash on CYN, because the one that I went to, I actually enjoyed. I had a good time at it.
Yeah.
I just think that it is too indie right now for it to be a huge threat. GCW is more of a threat, and I don't think he has a problem with his guys going there. We've seen a bunch of AEW guys go back and forth in GCW. So yeah, if they're beefing, it's got to be something more on the lines of there's like a personal beef. Why he wants to choke him out, if that's really what's happening.
Or, you know, it really is him just trolling to stir the pot, get some publicity.
To get some people to come up.
I mean, we're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Deservingly so. They do deserve a shot. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time. But that's enough of it. Let's get into number 3.
Oh, yeah, 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, we can't skip Alexis Bliss.
Yeah, man. Alexa Bliss getting married, bro. And yeah, congratulations.
Look at that. She cleans up so well.
Yeah. Looks like a completely different person, right?
Yep.
So
still covered in bruises, though.
The singer Ryan Cabrera over the weekend. They actually got married on Saturday. So just had to put that in here somewhere. It's pretty big news. So maybe she'll go back to wrestling now.
Have you heard of Have you heard of Ryan Cabrera? I
actually looked him up, and I was like, I feel like I should know one of these songs, but I don't know. I didn't listen to them yet. Yeah. So I'll give some of the like top songs that like I saw that he's been on. Maybe I have heard of him. I don't know. Yeah. He has that grungy look that like not in that photo, but
yeah. Was he wearing a pink suit?
Yeah, man. I love the pink suit. I loved it. That's dope. But,
I wore a pink suit to prom.
I had a black and like a purple tuxedo. It was real swaggy, very nice. But no, like in the picture on Wikipedia that I saw, it was like a real grungy kind of like the eyeshadow stuff, and I was like, yeah, I was into that stuff in like middle school and stuff. So maybe I did hear a few of his things back in the day. Don't know though. I got to check it out.
Well, congratulations. I didn't even know she was engaged. So
I didn't know anything. And I guess you can say it was wedding bliss. Yeah. There you go.
Waka waka.
But yeah, man. Let's get into number 2 with some serious
This is the one
stuff.
I was trying to get into, yeah.
Yeah, number 2. Now this is some serious stuff, man. Like wow. There's some big news here. For anybody who didn't know, Tammy Sitch, otherwise known as Sunny, you know, was one of the divas
back in the 90s.
Late 90s.
Yeah.
She is actually suspected of driving drunk after this huge car accident over the weekend that actually killed a 75-year-old man. So if those who don't know who Tammy is, she was big enough that she actually got inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2011. So this is like some serious stuff. And apparently this isn't like her first offense. Like there's a lot of negativity around this. And people are actually like, it's sad that it came to this, but they're glad that she's off the streets, possibly. It's a pretty sad story, man. So she rear-ended this 75-year-old man who was stopped at a traffic light.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, they didn't say how fast she was going. They just reported that it was a really high rate of speed, and the cops immediately suspected her of driving drunk. She already has about, I think, more than 6 DUIs, and she's still driving. That's insane.
I've heard of it's a nightmare to try to go through a DUI and the legal stuff you have to go through and the amount of money. But obviously, if you have money, you can just buy your way through it, man. That's ridiculous because the programs are not easy. I had a guy that worked with me a while back that had to go through the classes and all of that stuff, and I helped him get his license back. And it was a gauntlet, and it was just constant money and constant classes and all of this stuff to go through that 6 times.
Over 6 times. Like,
man, and this took him months to go through, like just one program. It took him months to go through this. So I couldn't imagine doing that? I mean, that has to be an attorney lawyer money thing where they're just throwing at
I
it.
was talking to my wife and I was like, I couldn't imagine. I feel like one DUI and I'm in jail for at least 20. Like, there's no way, man. This is absolutely insane.
It should never take vehicular manslaughter to take somebody's license away like that, especially multiple DUIs. You would think 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. You're done. Like, that's even a lot.
It's a shame. And it makes me remember if anybody, like, it wasn't that long ago, that rookie football player for the Raiders.
Yeah. Who was like 3 times the limit.
Yeah. And he's now out. I don't think he's in jail, but I know he's out. But like, it's a shame that just because you have money, you gotta get to, like, coast and, be fine. Like, kind of above the law type stuff, I guess. It's really sad, bro. It's really sad. And it shouldn't have taken somebody to lose their life.
Yeah.
But hopefully she is off the street after this, because this is a shame.
On a kind of a glass half full, at least it was a gentleman that was able to live a very full life. So, versus like a 12-year-old or something. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm not. I think that's positive. Versus like a 12-year-old or something.
Oh man, because the guy that the football player that hit the woman, I think she was only in her like early. I think she was 19 actually. I don't even think she was in her 20s.
Yeah, that's so much worse. I mean, it's all bad. Don't get me wrong, but man, get her off the street. I hope she does some time and she learns a lesson and quits drinking. Just stop drinking.
Yeah, if you can't handle yourself, it's time to hang it up, man. Do something else.
Exactly.
Meditate.
I agree. Like, if it gets away from me, step back. Like, come on, don't let it come to something like this. This is terrible. I hope she gets her stuff together and moves on. And I thoughts and prayers to the family of this 75-year-old man. So
definitely.
Yeah, let's move on to something a little bit better.
Not really, but here's number 1. Yeah,
like I said, a little bit better.
We had to. I don't know, man. This was like the biggest stuff that I could find. So I'm sorry, guys.
No, this is a drag.
Some negative stuff, but we have pretty much a wrestling legend who might have just ended his career. Shinjiro Otani suffered possibly a career-ending injury at the 0-1 event. He had basically suffered what many believe to be a cervical spine injury after taking a German suplex into the turnbuckles. Cool. So he was able to talk, and they ended the match immediately, but he couldn't move. He can't move any of his extremities. So they told everybody basically to leave. Fans were asked to leave the arena as he was stretchered out. So, hopefully he can, regain at least his ability to walk and use his arms and extremities, because you absolutely hate to see something like that happen.
I love seeing suplexes in wrestling.
Yeah.
Even when I wrestled, I never did them because it's so easy to get a neck injury. It is so easy. And when you wrestle like that, you have to do it with perfect technique. And it's so sad, especially to take a hit like that into the turnbuckles. Yeah. That's clearly a guy that was too close, didn't know where he was at, because you should never be throwing somebody into the turnbuckles like that.
Not without practice, at least. Or like, I don't know if it was just like they did it before and it didn't work. Like, it worked then and it didn't work this time. It's just a freak accident or what. I have no idea. But it's really sad that this might have been what ended his career, because he's done a lot, and especially in the Japanese wrestling world. So this is huge news, and prayers up to Shinjiro Otani for sure, because this is a horrible way for anybody to have their career end.
Yeah. So we've talked about it before. Medical science and technology has just come so far. So hopefully they can, get them back together, put them back together,
Really hope so, man.
Stone Cold injury. Yeah. Oh man, the people still talk about that. Yeah.
Pretty rough. We've seen a lot of rough injuries in our lifetimes, for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Most recently, Big E. He took that suplex and landed on his neck.
Yep.
Same thing.
Still surprised Madcap Moss didn't freaking die at what's it called? the Elimination Chamber when he landed on his neck like that. Still surprised.
He bounced back, man.
Yeah.
Stocky SOB.
Yeah, exactly. still to this day, can't believe that he was able to bounce back from that crap.
So lucky, McIntyre for that matter too. Another neck injury.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, that's why I never mess with them. When you do a suplex, man, both people can potentially get injured.
Yeah, man.
It's a lower back issue or neck issues on both parties, man. And
knees, all that. Like, there's a lot that goes into suplexes. So yeah, sorry guys again to end it on a sad note, but
that's big news.
Yeah,
that's big news. So everybody, you got to put positive vibes out there for this man, so he makes a speedy recovery. Hopefully, it's an injury like Big E, where it's just you come back, bounce back, put them back together, stitch them back up, do your thing, docs. So I know over there they have some fantastic doctors and they respect their athletes. So
yeah. So we'll only think positive here. So good vibes only. But that is our top 10, guys. As always, like we always say, like, share, and subscribe to Take It to the Ring. Leave some comments. Let us know what you guys think of our top 10 list. Where do you think Tammy's gonna go to jail? Or when? Just let us know in the comments everything that you guys think. What do you guys think about Raw tonight? How is it gonna go?
Yes. So I'm calling 5 minutes on the tag team, lady tag team. I think Liv's gonna go in there. It's gonna get blown out real quick, and Rhea's gonna get pissed.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting for sure.
Under 10 minutes for sure, guaranteed.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'll say that, but 5 minutes is wild. That is a wild thing. Holy hell.
Quick. They're on a time crunch. But that said, guys, make sure for other WrestleCat videos like this, just click those links below. And make sure to stay tuned on Twitter. Tijon's going to be live tweeting all of Raw. And check out our sweet merch, guys. There's some cool stuff. Support us. We love it. We love to see you. And if we see one of these shirts on TV, man, we'll hook you up.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be super awesome. But until next time, guys, take it away, Billy.
Yeah, it's Billy here.
And it's Tijon.
Stop believing.
Keep it real.